Hi everybody, welcome to REIM Diamond TV show. This is a show where we talk about life in general, and I am your same host, Uju. Today we'll be talking about how to sell products effectively in this our era. And today we have no other person to discuss this with us than a renowned entrepreneur, a lifestyle and a salesman coach. He is no other person than Mr. Tony Ejiofor. Hi, Mr. Anthony Ejiofor.
How are you, my dear?
I'm very fine, thank you, Angie.
I'm very well, thank you very much.
You're welcome to our show today.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here.
Good to have you, sir. Please, sir, in the economy, it's just so disheartening and very discouraging when people have ideas, they now put it into work with their energy and all that, and they end up not making money out of it.
Oh.
It's quite not encouraging at all. So that will bring me to our first question for the day. Through discovery, it has been known that so many Nigerians, they don't make money because of low sales of products. So what do you think is the cause of this low sales in this recent times?
Well, thank you very much for that question.
Okay.
I think it's a thing of concern for everyone,
Yeah.
especially for those who are salesmen around the world, irrespective of the industry you find yourself.
Okay.
All right? Sales essentially is the exchange of money for goods, tangible or services.
Okay.
All right. And by the time you don't get money for your service, of course, frustration will set in and then depression.
Sure. Yes.
So, if you are effectively going to make sales, I would like to use 4 standpoints because
Okay.
various school of thought will give you various theories.
Okay.
But I have researched and summarized my approach, all right, under these 4 processes, or if you like, approaches.
Okay.
Number 1 is the premium sales approach.
Okay.
You have what they call the product sales approach.
Okay.
All right. Then you have what they call the network approach, which of course is the latest in all the approach or processes of sales. All right. And then the 4th one is the prescriptive approach. Let me go back to the first one.
Okay.
You have to first of all try to understand the client you are talking to. People look at you with skepticism. All right. They are not quite sure of what you are trying to sell to them. To them, it's half lie, half truth. For example, for us in the real estate industry,
Okay.
for us to make sales to people who have never seen a plot of land and who have never been to the city where you're trying to sell him a plot of land, what do? You must do something that will entice him. Now, let us say we try, for example, you are my prospect.
Okay.
And I have been trying to get to you with what I do. And I tell you, Madam, would you like to buy a piece of land from me? 4 plots of land or 2 plots of land. And then you say, no, I don't need it. I don't need it. Of course you do need it. If not for anything, for financial reasons. All right? But if I say, Madam, why don't you buy these 4 plots of land? And I'll give you 1 extra plot of land. That might spark the excitement in you.
Okay, so that's the attraction.
So that's the premium approach.
Okay.
All right? I'll make you buy, all right? But you have to buy first, then I'll give you a gift.
Okay.
That's the premium approach, all right?
Yeah.
So if that does not work, then there's another approach, which is the product sales approach.
Okay.
Where you say, okay, I'll give you free trial, for example.
People like free things.
Even the rich like free things.
Yeah, of course.
All right? All right, I'll give you free trial. I'll sell you a car. Start using it like a hire purchase approach. Like start using it and then you pay. That's a product sales approach. All right.
Okay.
I'll make you pay for it, all right. But I'll give you something to test a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
and good. And then that's another approach.
Okay.
It will all depend on the client.
Yeah.
It will all depend on how you are able, how insightful you are when handling people, because people have different character.
True.
And so if you are able to discern which particular approach to use, you may now decide, all right, fine, let me combine this approach and this.
Yes. Sorry to cut you short there.
Okay.
You said something about the networking,
Mm.
and I think I will want to throw this question to you. What do you think about social media? Has it helped sales, or is it just for awareness?
Social media is the bomb, if you let me use that word. Use it. You know why I say this? Because I will not. We're closing up to about 1.8 billion users worldwide of the social media, whether Facebook, YouTube, and the rest of them. About 1.8 billion.
Yeah.
And now in the United States of America alone, you have about 64% of adults using Facebook. I'm not talking about kids.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you about adults
Adults.
who are capable of patronizing your services, who have network of people, personal friends and professional contacts,
Okay.
all right, who also have a level of trust, especially for you. How do you describe getting a lifelong partner online? There should have been some level of trust.
Yes.
All right. And so network sales marketing and social media handle, they cannot be separated. All right. You as an individual need to equip yourself with skills and knowledge in networking so that you are able to make the internet a natural environment for you to sell. You know that you can sell through your relatives.
Yeah. Sure.
Yes, you can just put something online and your relatives will see it. All right, let's talk about WhatsApp. That's just for your own personal contacts. That means if you post something on a WhatsApp status, people who are in your contact list will see it. But you ought to know that that's going to limit your sales to only people in your network list. So sorry, in your contact list. So what do you do now to make your products even be recognized by Google? You need to learn the skills. There's something they call Google Shop,
Okay.
where you are able to sell your products with the help of Google. They type in something about you, something about what you do comes out.
Yeah.
Right? All these are the latest. That's why I say networking is the latest approach among all the approach I'm going to talk about. But it's very, very key to making you get audience and attention of who you cannot reach ordinarily, physically. You know.
Okay. Alrighty. So let's talk about branding.
Mm.
So how does branding affect sales? Does it help it in anywhere, or
Of
what do you have to
course,
say about that?
of course, branding affects sales
Okay.
most of the time positively.
Okay.
All right, let me say that whether we like it or not, if you are an entrepreneur,
Okay.
you ought to be branded. You ought to be a logo bearer.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
For example, we are in the premise of REIM Diamond, REIM Diamond, yes, TV today, which is an offshoot of REIM Diamond investments on lands and property. All right. If you just sell this land without any form of identity, you have no doubt that it will reduce the level of seriousness people will attach to what you do. There are a lot of people who sell land who have been in this business before you and I, but they have no brand name.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? We just see them as people who do business, as but being branded gives you an identity. It outlives you,
Okay.
all right?
Yeah.
So that the next generation inherits it.
Okay.
Having a brand is the ultimate thing in business, because you ought to be recognized for what you do. You ought to be known for what you do. A lot of people sell rice and beans. How do we know Uncle Ben's rice if he did not brand it?
Yeah, true.
How do we know tomato if it was not branded? Or Mama Africa, and so on and so forth, if they were not branded? Branding helps. What you should now be asking me is, does brand intimidate people? I will say yes, it does. And so you cut your coat according to your cloth. All right. If you cannot buy an LG product, you can go and buy a Hisense product. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be advertising products here, but we're talking about branding.
Yes.
So if you are not able to afford that very expensive brand, there's another brand that makes provision for the common man.
Serve the same purpose.
All right. And so your brand directs people to you. So doing business without the brand is like advertising in the dark. Nobody's going to see.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Tony. Um, let's also talk about sales being inevitable. Do you think low sales is inevitable? And if yes, from you, honestly, because I really want to hit on this low sales thing. If you think it's inevitable, what do we do in these times?
Never quit.
Serious?
Never quit.
Even with all the heat and everything coming from left,
If
right,
you
center.
quit, it becomes worse.
Okay.
Life is harder when you quit.
Yeah.
If you decide to do a task halfway, if only put your own efforts and energy in futility, you have wasted your energy. You must hang on. There is no possibility that you will not sell. It is not possible that you will not sell, except you're not a human. Even out of sympathy, someone might just patronize you. There is nothing that cannot be achieved if you put your mind to it. I think that never quitting is the answer to that. It's going to be discouraging to some persons who want you to give them the easy way out. Say, okay, if it doesn't work, you try something else. Yeah, you can try many other things, but never quit.
Okay.
It's difficult to sell life insurance. It's difficult to sell land. It's difficult to sell even pure water. It's difficult to sell water on the roadside. It's difficult to sell bread. It's difficult to sell anything. It's difficult to sell clothes.
Okay, but persistence.
That is the only way out. Never quit. That is the
Okay.
only way. Just keep refining. Keep trying to meet more people. Keep trying to meet people who will encourage you.
Okay.
There is no way you will not eventually be rewarded.
Alrighty. Thanks for that. So, what's the one thing that you would tell entrepreneurs to do in this 2024 when it comes to sales and all that?
I think that first of all, entrepreneurs must understand that they have a team working with them.
Okay, teamwork.
Entrepreneurs, executive directors, most of the time they are insensitive. I'm sorry to say, I am one of them. All they expect is results because that's what it should be. Results, no excuse, results.
Okay.
But it's very, very important too that entrepreneurs should try to know the team or staff who work for them or who work with them. Know what their challenges can be or are,
Okay.
and see how they can win more percentage of their staff loyalty.
Okay.
The secret to success in business for you, an entrepreneur, is to have a team that is ready to do anything for you. And how do you do that? You win them. You try to be empathic. You try to know what their concerns are. You try to sell the big picture to them. You let them see where we are all going with this. All right, it may be rough at the moment, but you try to show them where we are all going, the big picture. You also try from time to time to reach out to them in any way apart from their salaries and their benefits. Sometimes you surprise them. I think that is where it starts from. Your staff will give you ideas. So your team is your key because you cannot do them all. You will not be able, at the time you get tired, your mind becomes too burdened with ideas that you just need to tell it to somebody and the person will implement for you. But if you don't have a team that is ready to do something for you because of who you are to them, then you have a long way to go. So entrepreneurs should, apart from the products that they are offering the public, they should take care of their team. I like to call them my team. Like for me, I don't have staff, I have team.
Okay.
So that is it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tony Ejiofor.
You're
It's
welcome.
been a great honor to have you here today. And I'm so sure our viewers, they are also excited. Thank you, everybody, for staying tuned, and do join us same time next week for another edition. Thank you.